In Kansas City's Ivanhoe neighborhood say potential budget cuts will put lives at risk. The city's proposing a $6 million cut to violence prevention programs. KCTV5's Jordan Fremstead found out these cuts would eliminate one program that is the only one of its kind in the country. He introduces us to the leaders who believe this money saves lives.
The Community Capital Fund gets money from the city and gets it to communities like Ivanhoe, but a budget proposal would take that money away from violence prevention initiatives here in the community. And leaders I spoke to say that would hurt its people.
I care about my community. I live in this community. I was born and raised in this community.
Ivanhoe Neighborhood Council Executive Director Alana Henry feels anxious.
I have concerns, yeah, absolutely.
Money her community receives through the city faces cuts.
Those funding dollars went to support for Ivanhoe in addressing crime and safety here in the community.
90% of the neighborhoods in the program are in areas that have high incidence of crime.
Henry works with Dejan Heinzman, who leads the Community Capital Fund.
And we prioritize getting funding to low to moderate income areas in the metro.
CCF facilitates the city's STRONG program.
This one is the only one that's funding neighborhoods directly.
The only program of its kind delivering money directly to neighborhoods.
Block by block, quite literally.
Helping about 4,500 people in 2 years.
So we are losing funding for this whole program.
Henry wants to address her neighborhood's increase in domestic violence.
And what some of that can be attributed to is increased financial strain and pressures on parents.
Violence prevention dollars help them with outreach so they can meet people who are hurting.
Data and studies show that when folks are connected with each other and have relationship with each other, you have lower instances of violence. We have to have dollars in order to do that work.
Cuts to funding in her eyes mean one thing.
It's fewer people that we can help.
She understands the process.
The state of Missouri and the city of Kansas City are under immense pressures to address funding deficits. I respect that.
However, Henry hopes the city will reconsider how it moves forward.
It's critical that the city prioritizes neighborhood support.
In KC, Jordan Fremstead, KCTV5 News.